So our story is we took 2 of these kids here. Yeah, Jake's our intern leader, and Chip is our pastor. They help out with youth group too. So we took, only 2 of these kids in this group have been to Haiti with us. We have a long-term relationship with the school down there. His name, the person who started the school, his name is Fennel LeMay. He's a wonderful guy. Jacmel, Haiti is where he resides, and Jacmel would not be what it is today without his help. He has a kindergarten down there called Eagle Kindergarten, and we talked to him when we were there in 2014, Christmas 2014, and what his big dreams were. The public education in Haiti is terrible. They pretty much pull people off the street to teach the kids, so they're not getting proper education at all. So the only kind of real proper education that they get in Haiti is private. That's what Fennel's school is. His dream is to have an elementary and a high school also, so he can take his students all the way through school to properly educate them. We first heard of Fennel from a guy at our church named Blake Vogus. He had went down after the earthquake went through, and he met Fennel down there. Fennel at the time was needing help putting in a bathroom at his school. He needed $750, and Blake's father-in-law, Kevin, brought that to our church. And he said he made an announcement at church, and Kevin had the money before church ended. He had more than enough money for the bathroom. Fennel's next project was food for his students. He wants to give his students 1 good meal a day to make sure that they are getting nutrition. But to do that, he needed water. So Chip talked to Kevin, and then Chip came to us and said, this is what needs to be done. And we said, well, then let's do it. Kevin and Steve Libering and Blake Vogus went to Indy, yeah, was it Fountain of Hope?
I think so.
Yeah. And they got trained on the water filtration system. It uses a solar power panel and a car battery to run it, so Fennel can always have it going. And it uses salt, table salt, to make chlorine to filter the water through. So it's real easy, and Fennel is now trained in it. Jacob Peters was one of ours that went, and Seth Thomas, and Chip, and we went. So we put the filtration system in, and while we were there, we seen a lot of stuff that needed to be done at Fennel's school. So we talked to him about continuing our relationship with him, because he is there's no words to describe this man. He's amazing. He just fell asleep on us one night. We were at our hostel waiting for dinner, and he does so much in Jacmel that he fell asleep. He was so tired, and we felt so bad for him. He translates for people. He teaches Creole to the Americans who come down there to live. He helps with Hands and Feet orphanage, because down there the kids are brought to them from the government, and the government has no documentation on them whatsoever. So Fennel spends his time in the community trying to find out if these kids have relatives that they can live with, or if they need to stay at the orphanage. He is constantly doing something, Fennel is. So we told him we want to continue our relationship, and I think he almost cried. Mm-hmm. Like, he was just so overjoyed that we were willing to help his school. So in 2014, we helped him. We sent over money, and then he finished just to help keep him getting water to fill up his tank so he can filter it for his students. And then he finished his school, and we helped him with that as well, his kitchen, and we helped him with that as well. At the end of 2016, we actually had a video chat with him, and we knew that his big goal was to purchase the land right next to his school. He had talked to the guy that he had bought the land from before, and that man also owned that land, and he would be willing to sell it to him. So during that video chat, we told him that we wanted him to find out how much it would be, because we wanted to purchase that for him. Wow. And he he was just so happy. He was like, that's amazing. He got back with us within a week, and we sent him that money, and he's now purchased that land. So we are planning on going back next year around Christmas again. We're hoping to take a lot of these kids with us because they were always like, what's going on in Haiti? What's happening? They were so excited to do the video chat so they could see his face, because they were like, I don't know, I don't have a face to put with this guy. And then at the beginning of this school year, later this year, we're going to be sending money over to sponsor some of his students. Since his school is privately funded, he just asks the parents of the students to pay whatever they can, and then Fennell covers the rest of it. Because he knows that education is so important that he wants to help all of the people in that community where his kindergarten is. And we actually talked to some of the residents in the community, and they were like, Fennell's amazing. He helps our kids, he helps us, he does everything that we possibly can. And do you want to talk about our fund for Haiti?
I lost a daughter in 2015 to suicide that went on the trip to Haiti with us. Her name is Letty, and she was so passionate about Haiti, just loved Haiti. So we now have, told you I was a crier. We've called it Letty's Living Ministry. So we have donations that come in. We did that through her memorial service, and just through things with our church. We do a different auction and raffles, and we just kind of keep Letty's memory alive with Haiti, and then to help the kids Haiti, because she so loved Haiti. I mean, she was really impacted by that trip.
Yeah.
And it just was really, it's really special to her and to me too. And if you ever go to Haiti, I mean, it's just such an amazing, it's a beautiful place. It is absolutely beautiful in Haiti.
Yes.
And to see the kiddos with the water, we talked earlier today about our kids, how many bottles we throw away of water. I feed them to my dogs. I put the empty water, halfway bottle into a water bowl, for my dogs. Or you pitch it down the drain, and when you see kids in Haiti who actually, when the well was up and going, and the word got out around town, here comes all these kids with buckets and empty bleach containers and just little water bottles. I'm talking little kids who were like 2 and 3, come
smaller
with their mom.
than Jenna. Yeah,
they were coming for the water, and so you had to walk up, kind of a little steep hill to get to where we were, letting the water come out. And we had one little guy who was going back down the hill, and he slid, and some of his water spilt, and just look on his face was just horrible, because to him it's such a precious commodity, and for us we take it for granted so often, and he looked at these big old brown eyes, and we're like, it's okay, and there's a huge language barrier. We just got his bucket, and we filled it back up, and had a couple of our people on our trip that walked him back to his house with this water, and it is such a beautiful place, and there's such beautiful people. And I asked Fennell, when we walked back and forth through the town, I said, what makes our group different than other groups that come to your community to help? And he said, because you use your hands and feet. And he said, and others use just words. They come here just to preach the gospel or to preach about God. And people don't always understand that because of the language barrier. He said, and you did what you said you're going to do. You showed them God's love through your actions, and not just through passing out pamphlets or singing songs or giving ministry, So for me, that was pretty powerful. I have a friend of mine who does mission work, and she goes to Jamaica a lot, and she always asks me, how many kids did you talk to? How many people did you tell about God? And I told her in Haiti, I said, I really didn't talk about God to anybody. She said that it wasn't a mission trip. And I said, but it was, because we used our hands and feet. We used actions over words, and to me that's just as important as preaching the gospel. So for Haiti, it will always have a very special place in my heart, and I really look forward to going back. You just get to kiss those kiddos and just squeeze them, and they were
love on them. They're all over you.
We were painting some fingernails, and they were fixing our girls' hair.
They loved playing with our hair.
Light, straight hair. It was it was a truly amazing trip.
And it really puts things in perspective for us, because our hostel would send lunch with us each day, and we got a takeaway container that's got the 3 compartments, and it was just overflowing with food each day. And these kids from around the community would come to the school and just peek in the window like they were watching us all day. And we're just sitting there eating lunch, and most of us couldn't even finish a fourth of it, because we were like, we feel so bad. These kids are standing here watching us eat because they don't have any food. So, you know, we would put as much food in one container as possible, and then we'd give it to Fennell, and Fennell would take it out to these kids. He would take it to the older kids, and he told him, he said, share it. You know, it's not just for you, it's for all of you. And it's so funny because it's so the same in every country. The older kids would share, but they would give the vegetables or the parts that they don't want to the younger ones. They're like, here, you guys can have this. I don't want that. So it's so funny because I seen lots of similarities and differences, because even though there's a language barrier, it was great. And Jake made a little buddy that we didn't even know his name, but we called him Shun because the rest of the kids wouldn't talk to him or play with him, and we felt so bad for him. And the kid just wallered all over Jake. He's on top of his shoulders and wearing his hat and all that. I mean, these kids were amazing. I mean, we only took freshmen because it is a culture shock, you know, going down there. It's a lot of, whoa, what did we just get into? So we don't take middle schoolers because they're still just a little young for that. So, but, you know, we're trying to go back every so many years, and, you know, some of them have already said, I'm going this time. I'm going, because a couple of them were going to be freshmen, and they were like, I don't know about this. I'm not sure. And, you know, we've come back and told them stories, and they're like, I'm going next time. I don't care what I got to do, what I got to do, I'm going, because it's a lot of fundraising money to get us over there. Yeah. So, but fortunately, we have an amazing church who, you know, supports us in everything that we do. We had a simple basket auction, and each of us brought, you know, 2-3 baskets, and we raised like $3,000 just over a basket auction. I mean, our church is just, yeah. Our church is amazing. Cinnamon
rolls and coconut cream pie. Yes. And they bring like top dollar.
Yeah, we have a Halloween auction.
Pie auctions in my church. That's how we would fund our mission trips.
Yeah, coconut cream pies will go for like $500. Like, no joke. One girl that's in my 200. Yeah. So I have a girl that's in my class, and she moved to Evansville, Emily, and she went to work, and somebody's like, I paid $20 for a piece of pie at my church auction, and she laughed, and they go, what are you laughing about? She goes, a piece of pie? She's like, no way. She's like, a whole pie at my church goes for like $200. She's like, that's nothing, $20 for a piece of pie. So yeah, I mean, we have a very giving church and it all stems from Chip. I mean, yeah. There is no denying Chip Jahn that he's an amazing man, and we would not be where we are today without him. So
I'm the family at church who's not related. I've only been at St. Peter's for probably about
us too.
For probably maybe 6 years. So my first interaction was with the trip to Haiti, and I'd been to several churches throughout my whole entire life, and just never felt like I belonged. And it wasn't until St. Peter's that was where I was supposed to be. You know, I wanted to be a part of bigger than myself, and that's where it's at. So that's important to me. So
yeah.